Imagine with me next Sunday morning, you've been going through your typical Sunday routine that you've been doing for the last 6, 7, 8 weeks, whatever it is, and you say, hey, it's going on 11:15. Let's go turn on the worship live stream service so we can join in. And you turn it on and you realize you're at the very end. You've missed it unless the preacher preached pretty long that day. Because next Sunday, we're starting our live stream at 10:30. And it's for 45 minutes, so it's going to be from 10:30 to 11:15, and then we're going to open up a Zoom area that we can have a virtual lobby in. So that's going to be available as well. But if you turn on at 11:15 thinking I can do the live stream, you're going to miss it. So in that time, we're going to do a couple of songs. We're going to have a message, a couple more songs, a time for kids, prayer, all of that. So make yourself, put it on your calendar or whatever to remind yourself that next Sunday, May the 10th, we are starting our live stream at 10:30. And by the way, it's Mother's Day. Honor those women who have been so important in your life. And it's kind of cool. We're starting earlier that day. I can't say I really planned it, but starting earlier means that you can do whatever, lunch isn't we're not getting in the way of lunch or anything. We'll be done in plenty of time for you to take care of those important women in your life. We just finished our series in John, and next week we're going to be starting we've got 3 questions that people have sent in about theological things they've been wondering about, been thinking about, looking for some direction for. We're going to start that next week, just for 3 weeks. But this Sunday, we're going to be talking about what our kids are learning this month in our kids' kindergarten to grade 5. They have a curriculum. It's called Orange. We call it 252. That age group, and every month they deal with a characteristic. And this month, it's determination. Determination, and it comes. The theme verse is Galatians chapter 6, verse 9. It says, "Let us not become weary in doing good, for at the proper time we will reap a harvest if we do not give up." Determination is an important thing, and I just thought it'd be kind of good for our kids to know that it's important. It's important for us as adults. Even sharing this might encourage some of you parents who don't necessarily jump in and can take all this stuff in and think, wow, there's a lot of information. I'm just going to be talking about it, and maybe hopefully encourage you that you can do that as well. As I was looking through some of the kids' curriculum, some of the things that we send out to parents, Carrie Neuendorf, one of the writers, says this as he was talking with a salesman friend. These are statistics about sales. It says 48% of salespeople never follow up with a prospect. 25% of salespeople make a second contact and stop. 12% of salespeople make 3 contacts and stop. Only 10% of salespeople make more than 4 contacts. Now, I relate to this. I actually sold advertising for a magazine as one of my summer college jobs for a magazine called Travel Host, and I was horrible at it. It was not my thing. I fell definitely into that 48% of salespeople never follow up with a prospect. It was mainly all cold contacts. No one had a clue. I'd just knock on the business. I'd go in, try and talk to somebody. And I just didn't follow up. It was not in me at that point. So why do those statistics matter? Well, it matters when you hear these. 2% of sales are made on that first contact. I probably did the 2% at best. 3% of sales are made on the second contact. 5% of sales are made on the third. 10% of sales are made on the fourth. 80% of sales are made on the 5th to 12th contact. That's determination. I didn't have that determination when I was younger and didn't have that desire, that drive, and sales was not something that I got all excited about. I'm not saying this is only about sales, but it is about determination, and it's one illustration of why it matters. To not give up too soon, to not stop too early. Do not become weary in doing good, because you will reap a harvest if you do not give up. And there is so much in life that is based on determination. Even in the world we live in right now, we're more anxious, there's more stress, there's more unknown and uncertainty, and those things build up, and it takes determination actually to say, these aren't the things that are going to identify us, to be able to dig a little bit deeper, to trust God, maybe a little bit more, to turn to Him in prayer more often, because God enables us in many ways to stay determined, to be persistent, because it is in that persistence and determination that life changes. To take the time, to take another step forward when it feels like it's your last step, when you aren't sure you can do it, and to be determined. So I just wanted to take this opportunity and encourage you to take that next step, to turn to God in prayer a little more often, to be determined to make a difference in someone else's life or in your life. Maybe it's at work, maybe it's at home, I don't know. To start thinking, what do I need to be maybe more determined about? And we're going to talk about it on Sunday. As I say, this is just a warm-up, a way to start thinking about it, to plan, to hear God's Word on Sunday, and to be encouraged by an illustration that's going to be perfectly appropriate for Mother's Day. So be encouraged. God is determined in His love for you. God is determined to give us what is best. Not what's easiest, but what is best. God is determined to pour Himself into us as His children. So let's continue to seek to live for Him in the best ways that we know how, with determination. And I look forward to sharing more on Sunday. It's going to be a good day as we break into this new format, try something different. We don't know. We're just experimenting. Come experiment with us and enjoy the rest of today and this week.